I was born in the God. I am Jewish, by the way. I was born in the God. And I hope Ben gets gassed first. I am Jewish, by the way. I was born in the God. I am Jewish, by the way. I was born in the God. And I hope Ben gets gassed first. I was born in the God. I was born in the God. I was born in the God. I was born in the God.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Consequence Culture himself receiving just a little bit of said consequence, Ethan Klein has been suspended / banned from YouTube for a period of 1 week for his, I believe, third strike in the last year, or at least second for sure. He had one 5 months ago for fantasizing about somebody going down to a convention of people he didn't like and doing something very terrible. And predictably, his meltdown has been a chef's kiss. I am for, obviously, freedom of speech. And, when push comes to shove, I would back Klein in this. The reason it feels, that thing you're feeling, that little bit of guilty pleasure you're feeling, is because he himself has been pro-deplatforming. This guy was at the forefront of demanding several times in the past year of people being deplatformed, including Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is not somebody that I roll with. I don't really get down with his content, but again, he had a right to exist. But Ethan Klein celebrated his banning, demanded it, in fact. And so when stuff happens like that, when karma comes back for you, I just really don't care. It's not like I flagged the video. It's not like if YouTube had asked me what I thought about it, I would say, don't strike the video down. But they did, and Ethan has been absolutely melting down on Twitter ever since, blaming it on everybody except himself, which is typical of somebody who is a grown adult. Oh wait, no, that's the opposite of that. It's actually not typical for that. But we're gonna get into all the delicious tea about the situation. Just a kind reminder, the 10% off sale at Coffee Brand Coffee with promo code The Quarter, I'm going to end today. It's going to go back to the normal 5%, which is still sweet. But speaking of tea, we have 8 of them, including our 2 raspberry rose petal and apple pie and the masala chai, which are flying off the shelves. Plus, we have obviously the chamomile organic. It's all organic too, by the way. We've got more than a dozen coffees, 3 cocos, and we're expanding our cocoa line starting next week. We're going to have chocolate-covered espresso beans. We've got K-cups, everything. I would absolutely love. Sticky pecan just rolled out, salted caramel, French toast, pumpkin spice, spiked jack-o'-lantern. This is my favorite. Obviously, we have decaf, double caffeinated. Our cold brew bags, which are like impossible to keep in stock for us because you guys go so hard on them. Both K-cups are back in stock. Everything's back in stock site-wide. So head on over to coffeebrandcoffee.com and use promo code The Quarter to save 10% today. Support the channel, and you'll have a tasty beverage. It's getting cold out there, so tea and coffee and cocoa are good for that. Ethan Klein says a few white supremacists successfully lobbied YouTube to suspend me. Now, I would ask Ethan Klein who that is. Who exactly is he calling this vile thing? Is he calling Ben Shapiro that? I don't think Ben Shapiro lobbied for him to be suspended. I didn't lobby for him to be suspended. I thought, it was a spicy take, but I didn't really think that Ethan would ever be suspended. And it's funny now he's going to bring up his dual citizenship. This is only important now. It's the only time he ever brings it up. But a Jewish dual citizen of Israel and USA for anti-Semitism. That's actually not why he was banned, as far as I know, unless the strike said that. I'm pretty sure he got banned for wishing horrible things on a fellow creator. It's probably just a standard, community guideline strike. Ben Shapiro and friends can virtue signal all they want, but ultimately, they are the ones platforming dangerous anti-Semites. All I did was point it out. No, you actually did not. That isn't all you did, Ethan. And the fact that this has 75,000 likes tells me that your followers are absolutely brain dead. That isn't what you did not get struck for pointing that out. You got struck for saying that you had hoped Ben Shapiro would, quote unquote, get it first, right? That's why you got struck. You did not get struck for pointing out that you believe he platforms, quote unquote, dangerous anti-Semites. I'm not sure who he's talking about there. Candace Owens, I think, is who he's saying, but I know he's smart enough to not mention names here so he doesn't get sued. Ben Shapiro, who is happy to perform a purity test on me and declare me a bad Jew for criticizing Israel, hosts Candace, Hitler just wanted to make Germany great again, Owens on his website. Don't think she said that. Maybe, I don't know. He constantly is excusing and enabling and platforming real anti-Semitism. That's just incorrect. I mean, I think he's spoken up pretty directly about Kanye West and his comments lately. The joke that I was suspended for simply points out that Ben, who is desperate to be accepted by his Christian nationalist friends as white, again, what a vile thing to say. First of all, he obviously doesn't know that. He doesn't know Ben Shapiro. I don't know who he's talking about as being Christian nationalist. I think Ben Shapiro is pretty proud of his Judaism. I don't think he tries to hide that. I don't think this is just lies. Will ever be seen by, he will only ever be seen by them as a useful idiot, and sadly for him, a Jew. Again, so in this meltdown, he's calling Ben Shapiro's friends, anti-Semitic. The people reporting me, accepting Ben, are tiki torch carrying white Christian nationalists. I thought they were white supremacists. I guess that's similar to, I don't know. They don't give an F about these things or Jewish people. They revel in the fact that YouTube and other institutions are so quick to act on bad faith and malicious outrage. Boy, I mean, if only you didn't say, I really hope this guy, something really, really bad happens to this guy. If only we could figure out, why this is happening to you, Ethan. It's everybody else, right? So you didn't say anything wrong. And again, if he says it was a joke, I don't see the joke, but I'm not going to say it isn't. It sounds to me like he was just fantasizing about it, hoping it would happen. That's not really a joke. It's a statement. But, I mean, if he says it was a joke, I mean, just because it's not funny doesn't mean it's not a joke. They are currently the greatest beneficiaries of cancel culture. Are you kidding me? Again, this is coming from a guy that, like, just a few weeks ago was demanding the deplatforming of another content creator that because he didn't like his opinions. It's incredible that they become the party of free speech while decrying and lobbying for my deplatforming. I mean, again, if only Ethan Klein could have stopped Ethan Klein from breaking terms of service. I, unlike many who would diminish me as woke, oh, you're woke, my friend, have spent hundreds of thousands, of donate other people's money, right? Now, you did say you spent a bunch of your own money on top of that, which I believe. But let's not forget that you had your FUPA for Freedom account that was not only supposed to fund your lawsuit, but help other people, an account I donated personally to as well. So let's not forget that you raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for that lawsuit, okay? And I'm happy you did it. But again, you fighting against fair use has nothing to do with you saying, like, your fair use lawsuit doesn't have anything to do with this. And again, your current lawsuit is Ryan Kavanaugh. Again, has nothing to do with this. I support you against him. And then Ben Shapiro responds to this. I do not believe Ethan Klein should be suspended from YouTube for his awful garbage, but I'll shed no tears for a person who is routinely engaged in cancellation of others. World's smallest violin. I mean, I don't know if I 100% agree with Ben on this. I'm not sure, like, Ethan Klein, like, disavowing Jordan Peterson. I'm not sure that he's saying he has to be deplatformed. He just deleted his videos. So I don't know. That's kind of a miss there. But Ethan, he should have used Andrew Tate as a better example because he's, like, directly campaigned for his deplatforming. He's also directly campaigned against some content creators whom he does not like sponsors, right? With Keemstar and G Fuel and things of that nature. These are tangible, better examples. And now he just can't, his Twitter, he's just been like molding all day. You know, this is incredible tweet, Ben. Now please answer my question. Why do you platform and enable known anti-Semites like Candace Owens? I don't know that you could prove that. Has she? I'm genuinely coming from a place of ignorance in here. I don't know if she said anything like this. Has she? I feel like that would have been front page news everywhere, right? Of course, DeSerto, Ethan Klein claims white supremacists are to blame for his YouTube ban. How do you know that? You don't know. When your videos get flagged, they just get flagged. At no point is he able to connect the dots between these people and him getting banned. Here's Newsweek. Ethan Klein banned after saying Ben Shapiro should be something, terrible should happen to Ben Shapiro. He also called himself the king of the Jews. Again, a joke. I'm not offended by that, but people who are religious may have been offended by that. I don't really think that I think that Ethan is really, really, really struggling with having any sense of personal responsibility as a grown man, nearly 40 with kids. It's I don't know what, how you grow up anymore. I mean, he's almost 40. You just broke YouTube terms of service, and this is consequence culture, as Ethan Klein would say. But he doesn't understand any of it. He doesn't take any responsibility. And so therefore he will continue to make the same mistakes that he made with the NRA comment 5 months ago, with this comment. And then around Christmas, he'll say something again as soon as his strike expires. And then he'll say, oh, it's everybody else's fault but mine. Oh my God. I have mental health issues. I'm working on this. And oh my God, it's everybody else's fault but mine. Just, oh gosh, if only someone hadn't put those words directly in my mouth and forced me to say them. Oh, the white supremacists are at it again. I think that Ethan Klein could still do a lot of good in this world, but he chooses to do he chooses to do evil, quite frankly. I really hope he gets help. I hope that he I've been saying this for like a year. I used to look up to the guy. I used to love his content. And I'm not even one of those people like, oh, I miss the old H3, per se. People change, people grow, people are allowed to, do that. But it's pretty sad just how full of hate he is. And it's just not healthy for anybody to be that hateful. So maybe this week off will provide him some perspective. I mean, the guy's got half a dozen people working for him. Maybe you should be considering keeping them employed instead of just having to say the self-sabotaging stuff. But enjoy the week off, Ethan. I'm sure you will, and I'm sure you'll learn nothing. So at least it's job security for me. I get to report on it. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.